We are now joined by one of the members of the Baseball Hall of Fame class of 2025, Billy Wagner. And Billy, you've been waiting for this day for a while. So how would you describe why it was so emotional when you finally got the call that you were a Hall of Famer?
Well, 10 years is tough. I think you get picked apart quite a bit. And so, it's never about comparison to anybody else, because I think everybody that's ever on that Hall of Fame list is, very, they're very good and should be in the Hall of Fame. I think, when you go, through this process, it's a little more grueling. And, for me, I'm from where I came from. It's this is something that, I'm not used to. And so, it was very important because I think it represents Division III baseball. It also represents my state of Virginia. And, I guess from what I keep getting told, I'm besides me and Whitey Ford, and, besides Whitey Ford, I'm the next shortest player in the Hall of Fame. So, there's a lot of things going for me right now. So, I just think it's, something that, it's hard to explain and put into words at times.
You mentioned the process. You started your bid for Cooperstown with 10.5% of the vote back in 2016. On Tuesday, you received more than 82% of the vote. How much pride do you take in the fact that as the more voters examined your candidacy, the more they started to vote for you?
Well, I did. There's a lot of support. I think Jesus Ortiz, who really was one of my biggest supporters, Rob Bradford from Boston. A lot of people speaking on my behalf. They did a lot of things, that I couldn't do. The thing that I tried not to do within the next 10 years was blow a save and give up any runs. And I think that had a huge contributing factor that, without blowing those saves, people had a good chance to really look into the numbers and see how important closers are in the long run. And, when you look at the nature of the game with Kimbrel and Jansen and guys that are coming up, you don't need a closer until you need a closer. The Yankees aren't the Yankees if Mo's not there. It's, you look at Wetland before Mo, you look at Goose, and all those guys that, made these teams roll. A lot of these guys were had guys in the back of the bullpen, and, and those were things I felt that, my numbers and longevity and the teams that I was blessed to play on gave me that opportunity to do.
And you were on 5 teams throughout your career, spending 4 years here in New York with the Mets from 06 to 09, 101 saves with the Amazons. What stands out to you about your time in New York?
Well, I tell you, coming from a small rural town in Southwest Virginia like Tannerfield and rolling into New York City, I didn't know what to expect. I think the Wilpons and everybody was still kind of worrying how that was going to roll. But, between the lines was never going to be the issue. I think it was just learning how to learn to be a professional. And being a professional it's not on the field. It's the media, how you learn to deal with the things on and off the field. And, and what I learned and what I've been able to pass on to my son and the players that have went on to play is that some of my mistakes. So I think, playing in New York is always going to be special because it's given me growth in being a coach and how I want kids to handle situations better than I did. But I will tell you this. I love going to New York. I enjoy, you can ask Jay Harwitz, I like going there and being around those guys. I'm a huge traditionalist. And so Shea Stadium is, being the first place pro game I ever played in, New York's always going to be special to me.
Billy Wagner, congratulations again on being voted into the Hall of Fame. Thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you in Cooperstown in July. We really appreciate your time.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate this.